So a lot of people have been telling me, "Hey Nick, I'm still heartbroken after 1 year, 2 years. Hell, I've even had someone come to me and say it's been 5 years and I'm still not getting over this." So I want you to think about this for 1 second, and I want you to focus on happiness right now and what that means, and the achievement of happiness. Now, here's the problem with that. If happiness is something we expect to get in the future, then we will never be happy. We will never find it because all we have is now. Your happiness is now. And if we are expecting some magical or miracle event to happen in 6 months' time or a year's time, then you're never going to get there. And also and if you do get there, there's going to be the expectation that there is something else to look forward to later on, and then you're forever chasing that dragon. So I'm going to go through some steps today and maybe some reasons why you're still heartbroken. And I'm going to give you some hopefully good advice of what to do if you are not moving on, if you are stuck in this breakup. It might be day 1, day 2, 6 months. You might be saying to yourself, if I do no contact one more day, they're going to reach out. So we're going to go through that today and hopefully squash all of that and get you on the road to recovery. But before I go any further, you know what's coming. It's the intro. Welcome back to the Love Fix, guys. It's Nick, as always, doing my best to get you through your breakups as easily and as healthily as possible. If today's video is not enough for you, come and join the Facebook group. It's really growing fast. Just type in the Love Fix Breakup Recovery into Facebook and join the group. If that is not enough for you and you're really struggling and you need my one-to-one attention to help you get through your breakup, get over your heartbreak, then email me at thelovefix20@gmail.com and we can set up a one-to-one voice coaching session. With all that said, let's get into it. So here is where most people go wrong with dealing with a breakup, dealing with a heartbreak. We get stuck in the past, and I guess this is why, and this is going to be a bit of a random tangent here, this is why I love dogs and the mindset of a dog. Now, I'm a dog lover. Now, with dogs, they very much live now. They live presently. When my dog was still alive, sadly he passed away back in May, and he was a good dog. He was never like naughty, but sometimes he'd get a bit cheeky and he'd push his luck, and sometimes you'd have to correct him, say, wait, no, none of that kind of thing. And, his ears would pick up, his eyes would sort of go wide, but that's it. 20 seconds later, he's forgotten about it. He's on to the next thing already. And if we can somehow harness the power, the mindset of a dog, we will do a lot better in breakups because we would stop living in the past and we'd start living now. So what can happen during the breakup? A lot of people enable themselves to stay broken. And the reason people enable their heartbreak is because they're sitting there waiting for the ex to reach out, waiting for things to change, waiting for them to hopefully realize that they've made a mistake and they want you back, waiting for the rebound to foul, waiting for the monkey branch to foul or their new partner to foul. Guys, it might not happen. You need to be getting out there and making new memories, because if you're not making new memories, you are dwelling on the old ones, and that is what's keeping you in the breakup. That's keeping you in the breakup mindset. It's keeping you in a scarcity mindset and not an abundance mindset. It's just keeping you stationary, and that's going to get stagnant, and you're going to wither. You're going to vegetate. And whilst the rest of the world is moving on around you, you're sitting there dwelling on the memories that you once had, putting your ex on a pedestal, building them up bigger than they are or were, and you're creating this fantasy of them in your head that you're clinging on to. And that, my friends, has to stop. You have to start working on yourself. And I've said this, God knows, like a gazillion times now. Working on yourself is hard work. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of energy, persistence, pain. And yeah, you're going to fall over a few times. That's okay. But you can start doing that by getting out there and making new memories, doing things for you, doing things with you, going on adventures, doing new things, creating those new memories to replace the old memories that are currently at the forefront of your mind. And here's the thing, guys, we get too comfortable. We get too comfortable with the breakup. The breakup becomes like a surrogate relationship. You're carrying around the corpse of that relationship, hoping that it's going to come back to life. And a lot of people, when they start working on themselves and when they start doing no contact, the intentions are completely wrong. They're doing it with the intention or the hope to get the ex back, to breathe life back into the corpse of that relationship. And that's the wrong thing to be doing. The intention should be to get you back, to create new memories, to be getting out there and making a new path, going in different directions. And what a lot of people are doing, and this comes up almost every day, almost every coaching session, almost every one-to-one coaching session that I do, my clients are telling me, oh, I saw this on social media. I can't stop looking at their social media. Now, I do get why people do that, and I'm sympathetic to that. But, guys, you must stop. The social media stalking must stop. That includes any social media platform. Facebook, Insta, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, WhatsApp, any messaging app where you can see when they've been active or they can post a status. It has to stop. You have to quite literally transform your mindset and your heart. And the only way you can do that is by doing new things. If you're still doing the same shit as you were doing a year ago, as in you work, come home, Netflix, work, come home, drinking, work, come home, sitting on your phone. If you're still doing that, that's where you're going wrong. You need to transform the way you think, the way you process information, and what you're doing in life. And hey guys, look, I hold myself accountable here. What I'm describing, in fact, pretty much 95% of all the content that I have made is kind of like a chronicle of things that I have done, the mistakes that I have made, and what I have learned from them. And it is very easy, I get it, it's very easy to come home after work and do nothing. And hey, we're having a hard day. But I made a decision a long time ago that if I'm going to change, if my mindset is going to transform, if my heart is going to transform, then that old version of me has to die. It has to go away and it has to be buried. So whilst I still have the urge to come home and do nothing, it's a case of I'm making YouTube content, I'm reading books, I'm coaching my clients, I'm practicing my drums, and I make sure all that's taken care of before I do any recreational activities. So quite literally taking care of business before I take care of pleasure. Because here's the thing, guys, pleasure cannot cure pain. It's never going to happen. It's a band-aid, it's a short-term fix. So we have to confront the pain, we have to walk towards it, and we have to sit down with the pain and have a very hard discussion with it and reconcile with that and level up and then move on to the next pain. Because that's the only way we grow. And that's the only way you will stop your heart from breaking. So if you are stuck right now, I'm here. I hear you. And I'm here to listen. I'm here to discuss it with you. The Facebook group is there. This channel is here. My one-to-one services are here. So I don't want you to feel like you're alone right now. And I know deep down you probably feel like the loneliest person in the world right now. And I've been there. But the only way I dug myself out of a very sizable hole was to take one step at a time, climb one bit at a time, just the next one on the ladder. But I had to kill that part of myself that was in love with my ex. I had to kill that part of myself that was hanging on to the hope of one day that she may come back. We may reconcile. And I know right now, if we did reconcile, if we had reconciled back 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, whatever it is now, it would have been a disaster. Because it's only now, 2.5 years later, I've realized how much work I had to do, because I can see how far I have come. And that's down to going back and reading my journals, listening to my journals, actually listening to my early content on this channel, talking to hundreds of people, responding to thousands of comments on the channel. And my mindset in the advice that I give is now completely different, because that old version of me is now very much had its time and it's passed into the next world. But what is left over is a upgraded, better version of me. And I still aim to level up. I still aim to upgrade. So this current version of me one day will have to go the way of the dinosaur, and it will have to leave this world for me to be better. And that's how you get over the heartbreak. And I'm not saying it will go away magically. But one day you will wake up and you'll just find that you haven't thought about them. And life is going along well and you're dealing with your challenges. And it's okay to say to yourself, I still miss them. I still love them. And they say, if you love someone, you'll set them free. So I want you to say to yourselves right now in your head to your ex, I love you, so you can fuck off. If you love them, you'll set them free. Wish them happy thoughts forever. That is the only way you are going to move on, is by detaching that part of yourself, letting that part of yourself go. You are literally clinging to that old version of yourself that is clinging to that relationship, that is clinging to the ex. You've got to let it pass on. And once that clicks in your head, once you understand that, I'm not necessarily saying all of the pain will go away overnight, but you will be far more objective about what you need to do. You will start re-emerging, and you will start seeing different ways of thinking, different ways of traveling, different ways of moving, different ways of communicating. And you will look back on this and say, hey, this had to happen, and I'm thankful. And I look back on it, and I've never had a bad word to say about my ex. I've been critical of her actions, and I've been critical of my actions, but she's not a bad person. I've never once ever said that to anyone. I still think she's a good woman, and I still think she's a good mother. I still think that she's a good human being. But I can sit here now with an analytical brain and know exactly why that failed, what she contributed to the failure, what I contributed to the failure. But I thank her for the memories, because it paved way for this version of me, which I fucking love. And that's the whole point, guys. You have to love the shit out of yourself. And when you do that, nothing or no one can take you off your purpose. You will be bulletproof. That's all I've got for today. I hope you're doing well. I hope this has helped. Always remember, you are enough. I will see you on the other side.